Hello, and welcome to the second UEP device updater training video. In this part, we will talk about the CC Air. First, we will show you how to connect to the CC Air. First, plug into your laptop. You can either connect to a central point to connect to all of your CC Airs or to the device directly. We will connect directly. Open the cover. If necessary, unplug an Ethernet cable. Make sure to connect to the correct port. The upper port is the Ethernet port that we need to connect to. In this step, we will show you where to get the config files. The folders will have the CC number and the electrical reference designator. Additionally, it will also have unknown UUID in its name. Once opened, two more folders are unveiled, a config and a device folder. The config folder contains the init and the profinet name and IP address JSON files. The device folder contains the network, NTP, and permission JSON files. In the next part, we will show you how and when to flash the CC Air. To be able to flash the CC Air, it needs to be in flashing mode and have no Balena OS. To recognize the flash mode, take a look at the LEDs. The big LED bars need to alternate between red blinking and steady green light. Both states stay for a couple of seconds. No small LEDs should be lighting up. If the CC Air is not in the correct state, it is not possible to flash the device. Before we start flashing, we need a Balena OS image. Before jumping to the device updater, make sure to unplug any other devices from the Ethernet network. Make sure that you use a very good cable. Next, we will show you the flashing process with the device updater. CCs that can be flashed cannot be found by the program. Go to Flashing. Select Flash Device in Network. The device type has to be correct. Click on the three dots next to Device Image Archive. Find and select the previously checked out and downloaded Balena OS image. There is an option to create a new Balena UUID. Do not select the option to create a new UUID unless specifically told to. If a new UUID is created without the necessity to do so, it can create a lot of problems. The second option is to automatically upload the config onto the CC. Now press Start Flashing. The device updater will ask if this is the only connected device. Press OK if true. Make sure that you do not lose the connection at any point during the flashing process. If that happens, the device might break. The flashing process can take quite a while, up to 7 minutes. The progress is logged and can be followed. When the flashing process is finished, it should be possible to find the CC with the device updater. If the automatic upload of the configuration files was selected, make sure that you have the correct certificate. Next, we will talk about how and when to reflash the CCs. Reflashing is only necessary if a device needs an update for the operating system. Only reflash if told to do so. Do not reflash if not necessary. It is only possible to reflash if the device can be found in the UEP device updater. In this case, it doesn't have to be the only physically connected device. Just be sure to reflash the devices one by one. Select the device you want to reflash and go to Flashing. Select Reflash Device Image. Click on the three dots next to the Device Image Archive. Find the Balena OS image. There are two additional checkboxes, one for a new Balena UUID and one for the automatic upload of the config files. Do not create a new UUID unless you are explicitly told to. To re-upload the config files, click on the three dots and select the config you need. After everything is set, we can click on Start Flashing. The reflashing process can take a couple of minutes. You can follow its progress in the logs of the UEP device updater. After the reflashing process, the updated device can be found again. In this chapter, we will show you how to download the configuration and log files. You can see if the files have been downloaded yet in the Config and Log tabs of your connected devices. Select the devices you need. Go to Actions. Select Download Config Files. We can see now how many files have been downloaded. To download the log files, go to Actions and select Download Log Files. In this case, the device updater wants a location to save the log files to. Select your preferred folder. Once finished, we can see how many files were downloaded. In this chapter, we will re-upload the config files. This is necessary if the config files have changed, like the init file. Select the correct device. Go to Actions. Select Re-upload all config files. Click on the 3 dots next to Source folder. Select the folder you want to upload. There are 3 checkboxes. Each of them skips the re-upload of a specific file. They can be checked if the mentioned files have not changed and don't need to be re-uploaded. The 4th checkbox is for sending the automatic reload config command. We recommend checking this box. In our example, we won't, because we will send the command manually. Before sending the reload command, it is obligatory to delete the update lock in older OS versions. Go to Actions. Select Delete Update Lock. Press OK. Now go to Actions again. Select Send Reload Configuration command. With the reload command, the CC will activate the new config. If necessary, it will reboot the device as well. After a couple of seconds, the device updater will lose connection and re-establish it again automatically. The next chapter is about modifying and browsing files on the conveyor controller. We'll start with modifying files. This can be done for as many devices as we want. Just make sure to select them. First, go to Actions. Select Modify Settings and Config Files. A window with a selection of 3 files will appear: a network JSON, a permission JSON, and an NTP JSON. In this example, we will only modify the NTP JSON. Type in the desired value into the tab New Value. There is a checkbox to automatically send a reload command. We will leave it checked so it automatically accepts the new config. The device updater loses connection shortly, but re-establishes it again. After that, the modification is done. This part is about the Browse Files function. With this, we can take a look at the actual files on the CC Air. To do that, click on the 3 dots next to the device you want to take a look at. Select Browse Files on Device. Now we can see the config files that are saved internally. The second tab is for the logs. Here, we could open a log file and search for error texts, for example. There is a filter that lets you find any word that is used in the logs. In this short chapter, we will show you how to open the web interface from the device updater. Click on the 3 dots of the device you want to take a look at. Go to Show Device Info. Select Open CC Web Frontend. Now the web interface should open in a browser. The web interface is a great tool that we can use to find errors and that can help us fix those errors. It shows us errors, warnings, and informations. And for those errors and warnings, it will show us solutions that we can use. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out our other UEP device updater videos.